Plastic bed liner versus spray-in bed liner. Which one is better? And major design flaw on Ford Super Duty trucks and F-150s. So, welcome to DS Trucks. My name is Sean, and we're going to talk about bed liners today. Which one is better to get? Pros and cons of both. It seems like a easy decision. Now, obviously, the spray-in is going to be better, but there are pros to the plastic liners. But before we jump too far into the bed liners, I want to talk about the major, somewhat major, design flaw with the Super Duty trucks. So the design flaw with Super Duty trucks and F-150s right now, I haven't looked at a 2021, the new F-150, to know if that is an issue with that truck, but I know the 15 through 20 F-150s have this issue. So, and also too, guys, this issue also kind of goes with the plastic bed liners. So what's happening is when you have a plastic bed liner, as we have here, you end up building up water whenever it rains, and the truck's got a slight rake to the front. The water sits up there in the nose. You get, I don't know, 20 gallons of water, whatever, up in the nose. No big deal. The truck's aluminum. It's not going to rot out like, obviously with the plastic bed liners, you get salt and things like that between the bed liner and the actual paint of the truck, and that would eat away at the truck. That's probably not as big of an issue nowadays, but what's happening is you're getting this water in the nose of the bed, and then you drive off and it all comes out through the tailgate and comes splashing out. No big deal. It's just water. But what's happening is all that water is hitting your trailer connection point right here, and it's causing problems, guys. Look inside of here. I was plugging in the plug here for the trailer, and I'm like, it just don't feel right. And I'm looking in there, it's full of dirt, guys. It's literally chock full of dirt. Now the orientation of this and the gasket seal and everything, when the water comes out of your bed, it just bombards this part of the trailer connection with just too much water, and it's just getting inside there. Now with our truck, it's getting dirt, because we have had dirt and mulch and all kinds of crazy stuff here in the bed of the truck. It's getting all that in here. Now if you look at the bottom plug and you look in there, you can see like the dirt's around the plug, but the actual inside of the plug is still relatively clean considering how bad the inside is. Like when I'm plugging in, I can feel the grit and dirt and all that, and I did finally start getting like a trailer wiring fault, and all I got to do is just clean this out with some electrical contact cleaner or whatever else that I have in here. Whatever, not a big, I could probably just use brake clean and then go back in with dielectric grease and be okay. But that is a design flaw in my opinion, but it really affects you if you have a plastic bed liner. So, now that I've had both, I've been able to experience both. With the plastic liners, I typically get these liners just with the truck, so they're not something that I'm adding or whatever. It's just the dealer, they can pretty much just give you this liner. That's why I have it. But let's take a peek under here. Looks good under here. There's no corrosion. Let me see if I can get you guys in there. It looks good under there. You can tell that it's scuffed a little bit. The paint scuffed a little bit. But one of the main pros about this plastic is when something hits it, you get a lot of reinforcement. You got these big plastic ridges that they've got to be crushed before you get to your bed, and all these ridges at this angle, they honestly can take a good amount of weight. To put in perspective, we have had our salt spreader in this truck on top of this liner, and it has supported the weight of a salt spreader. So these big deep ridges are definitely adding structure or rigidity. Say if you were to put rocks or something in here, like a little, you can't haul that much rock, but if you were to put a little bit of like landscape rock in here, this bed liner, I feel, will add a ton of protection, more so than a spray in, just because of the fact that it has these huge ridges that are just gonna take a beating and not be damaged. I mean, I've never seen a bed liner that was just crushed. Now, a plastic bed liner that was crushed. Now, we've been hauling mulch, we've been shoveling out of it, we've been really working it, and this plastic, I can spray this out and it's gonna look just fine. Now with the spray in bed liner, imagine you're shoveling rock and things like that with a spray in bed liner, and your shovel starting to chip at the spray in liner. That's not gonna be cool. If you look over here, I did put a wheelbarrow in the spray in liner here, and it got the blue paint of the wheelbarrow on it. I'm sure it'll come off, but it just makes me wonder. Like, I haven't done any hauling of dirt or mulch or anything like that with this liner, but I'm a little bit, nervous. I'm not gonna really be doing that kind of stuff with the bed of this truck, just because of the fact that I got my connections here. Now, if you look at this one, I like how they did their connection for everything here, because it opens up like this instead of the other way around. Well, this one opens up like that. I believe that may be for the camera. I'm not sure, but the way that opens up may be a little bit better. They have a good gasket here around that, but I start hauling dirt and all that with this, and that's going to get packed into there. Now, the main benefit that I've noticed with having a spray-in liner is the fact that with the spray-in liner, you get the factory drainage. You want to get up there? All right, here we go. Oh. With the spray-in liner, you have the factory drainage up here in the nose. Let's get up there and take a look. Up here in the nose of the truck, the water just leaves through here. It's not a watertight design. Up in the nose, there's cracks, and water is able to, what is this? This is like a body plug, but water is able to escape through. Now, I think the con to the spray-in liner versus the drop-in plastic liner is you don't have all that added rigidity. You have some. The Lion X will show a can, like aluminum can, being able to support a lot more weight because it's covered in spray-in liner. But I don't think you have the same support that you get with the drop-in liner. Just those deep ridges, the deep plastic ridges. I mean, realistically, I think that spray-in liner has a lot more support. Now, realistically, for a fleet of vehicles, it's tough, because that drop-in liner is going to be so much cheaper. If you got a bunch of trucks and you're just putting in the drop-in liner, and the dealership is pretty much giving you that stuff for free, it's going to be a lot cheaper. Now, that being said, if you're running a lot of these Ford Super Duty trucks and that drop-in liner is filling up with water, it's dropping water all over your plug down here, I'll refill it for you, don't worry. And that drop-in liner is pouring water all over your plug. Now, without the drop-in liner, you look in this plug, not too bad, and I've never had any issues with this. I've had this truck for almost a year, and guys, it's clean inside. So it's a combination of things that are causing issues with this plug. It's a little bit of the design could be a little better. If this had some kind of a cover, I could even put a piece of tape on there just to cover this up, so if water comes down, it doesn't just force its way in. Now, with this, water's never built up into the bed, so it's kind of up in the air. If you got a fleet of these and you're going to do drop-in liners because they're cheap and they're strong, drop-in liners are really strong. Well, if the water is going to cause connections with your towing, issues with your towing, and it's even caused issues while not towing, because you get salt and water in there and it starts short-circuiting and it starts showing you warnings on the dashboard. I did a video on that, and a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm having that same problem. I got to constantly clean my connections for my trailer. So it's a combination of things. Now, one positive about the plastic is the fact that it has that added support, that added rigidity, that added protection. Now, on my truck, I have installed the Super Duty mat that you can get from Ford. And it's cool because it says Super Duty, which is nice. And this pretty much adds all that protection to the bottom floor of your bed of your truck again. So really, I guess you can make the argument that this has more protection because you have your spray in, which gives you a little bit, and then you have this, which is rubber, heavy duty rubber, and it's not going to, if you put a rock on this adds a ton of protection to the bed of your truck, I think. So I like the spray ins now after having them. The plastic does have its pros and cons, mainly price and protection, but keeping that water in the truck. Now, that being said too, you could probably just put a drain hole in the plastic liner in the front so that it doesn't hold all that water. But I don't know, guys. Comment below and tell me what you think. This is DS Trucks. My name is Sean. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Over and out.